Okay, I'm going to show you how to grade those Flipgrids and give some awesome feedback. So if you bring up your browser, you just want to go to flipgrid.com. It'll probably take you back to this page. Just click on the login. Your browser may remember you. Once I get to this page, I usually like to just bookmark the page and then have it up on my toolbar, and I just click on it. And if you go to this address, it just always logs in straight for you. So it brings you to this discussion page. Each one of these different groups is usually a different class. You can see I use it for a lot of different classes. I'm going to go to this class. And then within the class, you'll have the topics, which are each of your questions that you've posed. And so I'm going to just pick one of these. Oh, no, I don't want to pick that one. I want to pick this one. And so here's the question that I was asking. And then here are a bunch of responses from different students. And so what you're going to want to do when you go to grade these is you're just going to go to the first one. And it'll
Hello, my
automatically
name.
start playing. You don't want to play it just yet. So get the beginning. And so now that you've brought it up, that's the first thing you want to do. So while you're watching this video, go ahead and bring up your browser, log into Flipgrid, and then once you find where your question is, you want to resize your browser so it takes up a little bit less than half of your screen. Okay, and if you're still in the process of logging in or finding it, why don't you pause this video and go ahead and get to this point. But you want to resize your browser so it's about that size. Now your next step is to bring up Zoom. Okay, and you want to select New Meeting. And so, boom, voila, we have a new meeting here. We're almost done grading. This is how simple it is. So once you bring up Moodle, once you bring up Zoom, you want to go ahead and share your screen. And so you want to share the whole screen. And this is really important. You need to go down and share computer sound. Make sure to check this box. If you don't check this box when you play their video, it's not going to end up in the recording and they're not going to hear what you're responding to. So do this right. Make sure to share computer sound. And then I'll go ahead and click share. Now I'm sharing this whole screen. So I'm sharing Lanai's Flipgrid and my Zoom. We're side by side. That's what we're going to record. And so when I'm ready to listen to it, I'm going to go ahead and click on record and record on this computer. And as soon as I do, it's going to pick up where we are. So the first thing I'm going to say is, hey, Lanai, I'm going to watch your Flipgrid. So just check it out. So record on this computer. Hey, Lanai, let's go ahead and watch your Flipgrid on teaching fermentation. So I'll hit play.
Hello, my name is Lanaya, and in the fermentation lab, for one of the main purposes was to show us how to conduct fermentation, even though we're not in the lab. And then another important thing it showed us was to practice safe hygiene.
Okay, so then say I wanted to comment on what you just said. I'd pause, I'd look right in the camera and say, Lanaya, that was great. I liked exactly how you made that point. You can make whatever comments you want. If they said something wrong, you can comment on that as well. And it's really easy to grade this way. If you think about what your question is, there are always going to be certain key points that they need to answer. Like, for example, if this was a question on the hydrophobic effect, I know that there are about 5 things that they need to mention. They need to mention hydrophobic molecules can't hydrogen bond. And so water molecules, when these molecules are in solution, have to reach around them in order to satisfy their hydrogen bonds. That forms water cages. If you're going to talk about hydrophobic effect, you got to talk about water cages. And if we're going to talk about water cages, you have to talk about the fact that they're high in order or low in entropy when they're in these cages. And then they're going to have to mention that when these two hydrophobic molecules come together, that surface where they bump frees up some water molecules in solution, which now their entropy increases and that drives the effect. Each of those 5 points are kind of really important in that answer. And so I might just have like a little checklist on the side of what the 5 points are. And as they're talking, I might check, 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 check. But you've asked these questions so many times, you can just hear what the right answer is and you kind of know. But 4 out of 5, I'd say, oh, that was a B. Good job. Um, or however you want to. Just by listening to you, you might think, well, that's a B level, that's an A level. Um, and I'd either write down the grade on a little piece of paper, but what I actually like to do is on my separate screen, because I have 2 screens, I'll have up my grade book and I'll just put it directly into my Moodle grade book. Otherwise, I just write it down on a piece of paper and go on to the next one. So I'd listen to her video, and after I make a comment, I
while
hit play
conducting
again,
labs,
listen to her
because
some more.
in this lab we learned how, not sterilizing our work area and stuff.
Okay, and so I'd stop, make a few more comments. I do that till the end of the video. Her video lasts 4 minutes and 18 seconds. This recording of just for her will probably last no more than 5 minutes. And it's the first time I've seen it, the last time I need to see it. It's all done, all graded, stick in the grade book. And so when I'm done, that's the next step. So once you're done with that, you've gotten to the end, then you want to go over and you want to click on stop recording. And what Moodle does when you stop the recording is it now packages that recording into one file. And so now when I want to go on to the next one, I'll click on to the next person. If you
Hi
have more
guys, this
than
is
one,
Sabrina.
you'll see you can go forward by just clicking over here. I'll go on to the next one to watch Sabrina's. And then what I'll do is I'll go to record on this computer. Hey Sabrina, let's go ahead and watch your Flipgrid on teaching fermentation.
And I'm going to be presenting on the electron transport chain
Oh,
lobster
okay.
simulation.
Yeah, that's why these didn't get great. So you go ahead and do the next one. When you're done with that one, go all the way to the end, giving your feedback back and forth. Decide on what your grade is, put it in your grade book or on your piece of paper, then hit stop. And now that's packaged it into a second one. Okay, so here's the cool thing. Now when I say I've graded as many as I want to this evening, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 10, doesn't matter. When I hit end meeting for all, what it's going to do now is convert those Zoom recordings into separate files, and then it will spit up a folder and show me all those. Okay, and so what I'm going to want to do is when I'm done with all those, I'll go back to the first one I started grading with. Okay, and then I'm going to go to feedback, and I'm going to go to record feedback, and then I'm going to go to import video. And now it's saying, okay, upload a video here. I can just drag in that video file. So as soon as these things are done converting, I'll be ready to drag them in. And conversion doesn't take very long. If you do 10 of them, it might take 10, 12 minutes. So go off, get a coffee or soda, whatever you like to do, come back, and then they'll all be ready to upload. And it's fairly easy to do. So you get this. We had recorded 2 of them. So the first one, 0, is the first one we did. You just drag it in there. Let's go ahead and watch. Let it play, but now it's uploading. So once you get it in there, you hit next. If you don't see the cover photo, sometimes you got to go back just to, it's still loading up a little bit, and then hit next. There we go. There's the cover photo. It just takes one of the random frames in the beginning. And then once you're done there, you hit confirm. It finishes uploading. Doesn't take too long. Okay, and then we hit done. And now one good way to check that you uploaded the right file with the right person is you can see Lanaya's up here and she's also over here. And so you know you're good. And then you can just go down to the bottom here and say email feedback, click on that, and that'll go to her. Now, I didn't really do this, so I don't really want to send this to her. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go ahead and delete this feedback because she doesn't need to see how to grade a Flipgrid. And then what I would do after hitting that, after hitting send email, I'd go on to the next one.
Hi guys.
Pause, go to feedback, go to record, import the video, and then drag the next one. And then once that's done, Then I go on to the next one and I just keep dragging them over until I'm done with all the zooms, and that's it. All the grading's done. And not a lot of writing, and you're giving feedback directly to the person, which is great. Um, so that's all there is to it. Thank you very much, and happy Flipgridding.